When I started my business, I thought the hardest thing I was going to have to tackle were operational and technical issues that came up. I knew I had a really good idea. I was confident in my ability to coach people intuitively and help them achieve their goals or make progress on the things that were really important to them. And I was driven by my own passion to empower as many entrepreneurs as possible to build generational wealth for their family and to disrupt the status quo. But I am not sure that you can fully prepare for all that mental bullshit that comes up in the process of building your business. There are times in your life where you're really challenged to look in the mirror and reassess who you are, what you really want, and what you're capable of. And most people are forced in those situations in times of crisis like divorce or maybe a health crisis that comes up or job loss. But there are a handful of people who willingly enter into the process of entrepreneurship. And while it can offer you amazing freedom and the potential for unlimited upside in your earnings, it also is going to require you to grow in ways that you cannot even anticipate. Understanding clients and what they really need requires not only good listening skills, but also the emotional intelligence to intuit some deeper fears and desires that go unspoken. Each stage of building a business has its own set of problems that get thrown at you, and you have to have the mental flexibility to be able to look at things from multiple perspectives and adapt to what's in front of you. You cannot deliver on those things very well if you don't even understand yourself and the beliefs that you've unconsciously adopted about how the world works or the way you are. Seeing this all play out as I built my own business made me realize that the enneagram is the best shortcut for reaching your full potential as an entrepreneur. It grows your self-awareness and allows you to be more effective because you have the mental flexibility and that emotional intelligence to really think like a strategic CEO. How else are you going to quickly identify those unconscious limiting beliefs that are holding you back? Your ego is intentionally keeping this information from you. It is attempting to keep you safe and comfortable because entrepreneurship is new and scary and unknown, and there's so much uncertainty. You cannot see what you don't want to see. And that's why the Enneagram is so helpful. It is the only personality typology that goes beyond looking at behavioral preferences and external visible attributes in people to really look at underlying motivations. And if you want to make lasting change, if you want to grow your mental agility and your intuition and your creativity and your ability to understand people at another level and what they really need, then you have got to get to the root of why we do the things that we do. Did you know that 75% of long-term success professionally is attributable to soft skills? The remaining 25% can be attributed to technical skills, but it is the soft skills that set the high performers apart from just average performers. And that's according to the Stanford Research Institute. Soft skills are related to how you work, how you interact with your colleagues, how you solve problems, how you manage your work. We're talking about things like time management or networking or teamwork or conflict resolution or even creative thinking. These are the skills that allow you to adapt in different environments, to stay motivated and positive, and to think critically about the problems that come up. And they are especially crucial to understanding customers and to deliver exactly what they need and want. According to Dr. Robert Kegan's theory of adult development, most adults are never able to develop the mental complexity that allows them to move beyond a socialized mind, where they're totally identified with their environment, with their relationships, and the school of thought that they grew up with. Only 35% of the population is able to step back from their environment to generate a sense of personal authority to make choices based on their own personal code and not just the expectations of others. And only 6 to 7% of the population is able to step back and reflect on the limits of their own ideologies, to really look at the filters on which we view the world and to hold space for the contradictions and the complexities and the paradoxes that show up in life. And that is exactly the capacity that entrepreneurship requires of you if you want to be successful. And that's not to discourage you from even trying to build a business, but rather for most people, it doesn't even occur to them that it's possible to look at things from a new perspective because things feel so true. That's just the way things are. That's how it feels. And that's why I love working with the enneagram, because it offers specific pathways to growth based on your personality archetype. And the journey of integration laid out in the enneagram system is really an invitation to come home to a more authentic version of you. It also helps you understand what makes other people tick in a way that is sure to give you a competitive advantage. Once you know your enneagram type, you can better understand what makes you unique, why you do the things you do, those unconscious motivators, the basic fears, the limiting beliefs, the worldviews that you operate within, your relationship dynamics at a deeper level because it describes social styles and conflict styles and even preferences rooted in our instinctual drives. The things that stress you out, your default communication styles, and your patterns of defensiveness. All of this helps you understand the style of the work that feels best for you, the things that stress you out or trigger you, and how you come across to other people. You learn what your natural strengths and talents are, and more importantly, when those strengths tip into becoming a liability for you and your business. And this allows you to be more aware of the impact that you have on others and make sure that your message really lands the way that you intend it. But it also helps you to understand what motivates your team, how to respond to conflict when it inevitably shows up, and the unspoken needs and desires of the ideal clients you are trying to attract. If you are interested in learning more, check out my website at michellekanderson.com. There you'll find a free download with the 9 entrepreneurial superpowers that you can leverage to grow your business, as well as a blog filled with tons of information about the Enneagram. Feel free to send me a message if you have any questions or are interested in working together.